Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is William Michael Forbes, and I want to welcome you to Supernatural Saturday. I'm a spiritual medium, intuitive life coach, and just having a good time. Today, I've got a real host of characters with us today that are just going to blow our minds. And today's subject it's with a divine collective. And these beings go by the name of Master Jesus, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, and Master Buddha. And they're here to talk about what the opportunity is for us all here and now. And they're stressing with me the term here and now. But before we get into that, I'm just going to wait a few minutes for everybody to come on. If you have a chance to, please share this live stream out with others that you think might be interested in experiencing this work. Also, we have a new feature on the channel. To the bottom left of the comments section, we make comments. You have the option, because I get so many questions, I can't get to them all, but you can prioritize your question by clicking on what's called a super chat, which takes you your question up puts your question up at the top for a small donation, so you will get your question read during the session today. There has been so much change for everybody, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. The virus and all this stuff that's going on the planet is really an opportunity for all of us, and demonstrations have been made for humanity that are quite profound. As a collective, we've done something we've never really done before on a scale that's never been seen, and as well as other elements that have changed in society that are going on behind the scenes, that were things that we don't see that are happening. But when I called my team in to say who's going to be coming through today, Master Jesus was the first one, and Raphael came in second, Metatron came in third, and Buddha came in last. And the order they came in isn't what is important. The fact is that this is the way they wish to present themselves. Master Jesus is talking about the kingdom of God is here and now. And most people do not really understand what that means. And he wanted to articulate for everybody the real meaning behind the idea that the kingdom of God is here and now. It is important, he says, you understand. It is important, he says, you understand that these conditions of the present moment, these conditions of your past, and these conditions of this future that has not yet occurred are all amenable to change, but only from where you reside in this moment. You cannot execute a change. You cannot produce anything new in your conditions as a human when you are living from your body exclusively, or if you're living through the acquired experiences of the body, or the acquired experiences of information that have been imparted to you. For it is important that you understand that the vast majority of you are ensconced, entrenched, embodied in the network of information that has been given to you, and from which you must learn to extricate your awareness. You must learn to pull your awareness back and away from all that you have been taught, and begin to return to the source awareness of yourself that exists in the present moment. What do you mean by source awareness in the present moment? That which precipitated the beating of your heart is the source of which I speak. That which is causing your heart to articulate its rhythm. That which is causing your body to exist. That is the source. It can only be experienced in the present moment. There are simple ways that you can return to it. You may stop and pay attention to your heartbeat and listen very carefully and feel very carefully in your quietness. If you can establish that, if you can establish a quiet mind and listen to your heart, you may speak to that source, that light, that life, and listen clearly with your inner ear and hear that which is there and present. The opportunity to return to the present moment is extremely intense right now. Every one of us has this opportunity to do it. I certainly have been in this process of isolation where there's no distractions. There's no concert halls. There's no religious gatherings. There's no restaurants and fast food. There's no nightclubs. There's no sports. All these external distractions have been suspended. They've been suspended, and they give us the opportunity to return to ourselves again, to who we are as individuals, who you are as an individual. What are you here to express? Master Jesus said, many of you get caught up in the things of this world and have forgotten the world within you that exists as you. We shall see this in a moment. So understanding that stepping away from what you know into what you don't know will move you closer to the present moment. And Master Buddha talks about this often when he says the present moment is the middle path. It is the place where you are still, but you are conscious, you are present, you are aware, you are alert, you are being, and you are aware of your relationship to all things that exist around you. The opportunity to do this is incredible. So we've got almost 7 billion people participating in this process. 7 billion of us have collectively decided, okay, we're going to preserve and protect the well-being of everybody by social distancing, these mechanisms. And look at how many of us, they estimate up to 70% of the global population is involved in this. 70% of humanity are saying, yeah, we can work together. 70% are saying, yes, we can do this. The other side of this coin is that 70% of us are saying, we want to know ourselves. We want to truly, really connect to that which we truly are. This is the other opportunity. And it can only be discovered, who you really are can only be discovered in the present moment. It cannot be discovered tomorrow. It cannot most certainly be discovered by reflecting back on your past, but it can be rediscovered in the present moment. Point of identity, so you can actually identify yourself right here and right now. Yes, Master Jesus is saying it's important to understand there is no distinction between the now of which I speak and the now of which my brother speaks. And he's referring to Buddha, that this being in the present moment, being one with everything, they are essentially the same thing. And it's important you understand, very few of you actually understand this from personal experience, but many of you have the opportunity to do so. And you have still many weeks left before this process of self-reconnection begins to emerge. One of the steps for that, thank you, one of the steps for that will be to learn to meditate, to learn to quiet your body, to learn to still your mind, to allow healing to take place. For when your mind and your body are still and you are actively present and aware, you may ask us to assist you, to guide you, to inform you of those things which this world cannot inform you of. Archangel Raphael is saying spontaneously in that state of being still and open without the distractions of your mind, the distractions of this world, or the attachment to your body, you will discover yourself in a place of healing where true wholeness and healing can unfold from within you, which is the only place it can ever unfold from at all, is from within you. There are those healers in this world who can show you how to make changes. There are physicians and doctors that can bandage wounds or mend bones together. They can put them together, but the mending is done from within. Anything that is done from within. It is important you understand this place of stillness, this place of being in the present moment. You open yourself up to the higher vibrational frequencies. We're using this word higher very carefully because it is not to denote a different place as above or below, but a state of frequency, a state of being that is a state of what you would call love or joy or contentment or happiness or peace, versus lower vibrational states such as fear or anger or guilt or shame. They all have their place in the creation, but you do not have to be bound by one. You can be liberated. You can be free from pain and suffering. And you have the opportunity to do this in your own space, to learn to breathe, to quiet your mind, to still your body, to heal your body, to give it the things that it actually needs. it's important you understand that our goal is simply instruction, for that is all anyone can offer you is instruction. Your ability to implement that instruction in your life is what will give you the effects that will determine what is true or false for you. If you are attached to what you remember may not apply to the changes that are going on in the present. And what you remember is before, and what is now is now. And when you return to this moment, there is a very beautiful and tranquil state of being that will allow you to live your life very differently than you have ever known. The distractions you have sought outside of yourself have merely been distractions to keep you away from the discomfort of what goes on within you that is not true. That self that was made by your world, that is not the self that is you, is in contrast to what you are. And we know very clearly that each and every one of you, in essence, is an expression of love, an expression of light, an expression of wisdom and intelligence in your essential nature. From the perspective of memory, you will be that which is memory. From the perspective of remembering a possibility that could occur because of that memory, will be a different result as well. But neither of them are you. You only exist in this present moment. I'm asking Metatron why he's here, and he says he's just holding light. He's holding light and frequencies. He's saying frequencies of organized, coherent waveforms that will enable some of you who are listening to integrate the information directly as a vibration, as a feeling, as a sensation. I am here specifically for this, to hold that coherent energy in place for you to receive. It is something that you can receive because it is within you. Essentially, receiving it allows you to become aware of that which is already within you. Okay, thank you. He's stepping back now. So this is very fascinating, what we're in right now. And I've been taking this to the max and using every opportunity. One of the things that's going to be happening in the next 3 weeks is they've asked me every day from Monday to Friday for the next 3 weeks only to go live at 10 a.m. on my YouTube channel live. And for 15 to 20 minutes, they're going to direct things for people to consider, to practice, to cultivate, and share energy, to integrate these higher vibrational ascension energies that are coming into the planet. And believe it, these energies coming to the planet, what they call cosmic rays and gamma rays, and these are vibrational frequencies that are not something to be fearful of. They're vibrational frequencies that are altering and changing the electromagnetic constitution of the planet. And it's very fascinating. We individual humans, we are electrical beings, and we are affecting the planet's electrical system by just how we feel and what we think. And so these higher frequencies are coming in to help make corrections, because the Earth, in her reaction to a lot of what we've been doing as a collective species, she's sending out vibrational frequencies out to the sun and other planetary systems, other dimensions, and saying, this is going on, I need this. And she's calling in these frequencies to, like human beings, she has to return to a condition called homeostasis, balance, right? Just like if you're sick or you're not eating well, you're tired or fatigued, you need to rest or you need to eat, you need to do something to return your body to a normal, balanced state. Well, the Earth is a living organism that needs that too. And it receives that energy, not so much from us, it prefers to give to us, but it receives it from higher energy beings like the sun, which is a very high energy consciousness. It's an energy, it's an awareness, a being that exists, and it feeds specific frequency of light to this planet and all the others as well. We can go a little deeper in that, but they're saying not to right now. The process of being able to move yourself into a state of love or grace empowers you to not only change this and the world around you, but it's also impacting other humans. This social distancing, I find it very interesting that we chose 2 meters, because 2 meters is about the range of the average electrical field. A normal human being radiates an electrical field out about 2 meters, right? Which is about 6 feet in all directions. So even though you're 2 meters away from somebody and they're 2 meters away from you, the electrical field that your body radiates still overlaps. So even though we're passing people, we're exchanging information like we're doing right now with you. We are exchanging information vibrationally in the form of sound waves, in the form of visual representations, in the form of directly transmitted energy. So we are still in connection. The 2 meters allows those fields to overlap without as much intensity. So if you overlap, if you're sitting on a bus beside somebody and they're really upset or angry, you can find yourself getting uncomfortable. This social distancing gives us the chance to not only electrically be more balanced around people, but to become a little more sensitive to who we are and how we are responding to things around us. Have you noticed how people walk by each other down the street? They're actually more aware. This 2 meters is not just a measurement in physical time or space. It's an actual energy field that we radiate. So even though you're 2 meters from somebody, the energy fields overlap and we're exchanging our information back and forth, which is why you can just be near somebody and feel good, right? Or you can be near somebody and feel bad. But this is an opportunity to really generate what do you want to offer to the world? What do you want to offer to life right now? This is the thing that we're being given the opportunity to offer love instead of fear. There are changes happening socially and politically that we won't get into, and they've asked me to stay away from that, which is hard for me sometimes. I've got a lot of beliefs and opinions about what is right and what is wrong, but I prefer people to discover that for themselves. He's saying, Master Jesus saying, get back on track. So we will take questions, and please keep them relevant to the considerations of being in the opportunity of the present moment that you are faced with, for you have the opportunity to be here, to be now. It is the gift that you called forth when you asked to end your suffering. When you asked to end your suffering, you called for the gift that will allow you to do that. And the only place that you may find relief from your suffering is in the present moment. And in the present moment, I had said that the kingdom of God is here and now within you. And it can only be found in the stillness of your mind. And you have the opportunity to effectively cultivate that. So please keep your questions relevant to the process of acquiring the skill and the knowledge and the wisdom to effect this change in your consciousness so that you may be a greater light for the world around you. Thank you. Raphael is just saying to also inform you that there is healing energies being transmitted through this transmission as well as the coherent frequencies that Metatron's. Coherence and healing are one and the same thing. When your body's in a coherent state, it tends to heal really well. I'm not a physicist or a scientist. I'm just a spiritual medium and a channel and an intuitive life coach. Let's see what we got here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Giovanna, Lydia, Adam. Wow, I got to scroll way back up here. Here we go. Good morning, Nicole, Patricia. Lovely to see everybody. Questions. Bezalel is asking, how can I remove the Lyme's arthritis throughout my body? I've tried every diet and modality. My diet is very pure, and there are changes I need to make. Well, the first thing that Raphael is just saying, it is the sensation of your vitality that you must meditate upon. The awareness of what you would be if you were that vital being in that physical form. Right now, you are still feeding the suffering by struggling to get rid of it so feverishly. It is correct that you would make these modifications to your diet, and it is correct that you would make these changes to your mind. But now it is time. Now it is time that you begin to restore the awareness in your consciousness of the vital physical being that you wish to be. It is the vibrational sensation of that awareness amplified by your attention and delivered as a feeling to your body that will begin to induce the desired changes in your physical condition. It is important you understand this. I do not need to understand the process, for I just am the process, but you are too. The conditions of Lyme's can be not solved effectively from outside means. It is from within you, in your case, that you must do this. There are those that do respond well to the external therapies, but usually only temporarily. But in your case, I would recommend to you to access within your own being that vibrational state that represents the physical vitality that you would see and feel in your being, vibrant and healthy, creative and light and bright. Dwell on that in your meditation. Dwell on that and take that vibrational energy and bring it down into your body. For this is what I do when I am called to heal others. I bring a vibration of pure vitality down into them, and it organizes their matter. But we prefer to teach you and show you that you are the great healer seeking to be healed. And that which you are does not need to be healed when it has recognized itself as whole. Cool. Thank you. I love that. That's a great response. Thank you. Great question too, Bezalel. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Adam. Let's see. He's not stepping in today at all, Adam. You could send that if you want. You could send that question to me through a messenger, and I'll see if I can get an answer from him. But right now, I'm staying on track as they have asked me to with the subject matter today of learning to be in the present moment. Master Jesus is stepping in and saying, "You must learn, child, not to be distracted from without. You must learn to find that the love, the joy that you seek is within you. If you wish it to be around you, if you wish to experience the respect and dignity that is you, then you must become that which you wish to be experiencing in this world. For that which you are being is that which you are experiencing. And if you are being angry, you will experience pain. If you're being loved, you'll experience joy. What you are being. And you can only understand what you are being by being it and choosing to be that which you wish to be. And that can only be truly found or discovered or manifested from the present moment." Thank you, brother. Giovanna, again, once you are in alignment, I'm speaking from my own personal experience, Giovanna, because I lived in environments that were extremely toxic and nasty. When you change your emotional frequency, and this is what they're all here to help us to do this. When you change your emotional frequency and bring it back to a vibrational state of love, which can only be found in the present moment or created in the present moment, as some of them say. That frequency is what you're feeling consciously and unconsciously is organizing your experience. When I finally realized that what I thought here and what I felt here was exactly what I was creating in this world, I stopped blaming, I stopped attacking, I stopped finding fault. I went inside, I began to correct my thoughts. I began to correct what I was feeling. I began to generate feelings of joy and delicious happiness within myself. So that's what I started seeing around me. And I walk down the street and people are smiling and wonderful things happen when you begin to assume authority over your divine temple, over this wonderful creature you have, the body that you begin, this animal that allows you to inhabit it. And this thing you got called a mind, this energy system that allows you to store and retrieve information and create new things. When you learn to assume proper authority over it, you can transform a lot of different things. Now, yes, we'll do that. Hi, Lydia. Okay, I will skip over questions again. If you feel your question is that important to you, you can see the super chat to the left of the comments box. You can click there and bring your chat up, and I'll get an acknowledgement for the super chat and respond to it. Buddha's saying the purpose of your life is to be happy, to be all that you can be, to do all that you can do. Very simple. Wow. He's laughing because he knows you. Yet that doesn't. He's saying that's not answering her question the way she expected me to answer her question. He's saying he knows that you wish him to tell you a specific thing that you should do, but that would be trying to give you his interpretation of how he thinks you should be, and that is not what he wishes. All you are and all you need is within you. Now, on this note, I want to move into our meditative part of this program where for 1 to 4 minutes, we do a short meditation on healing the earth and the collective unconsciousness of humanity. And it's a movement we created called 1 Billion Strong. You can find it on Facebook. The link is also on my YouTube channel. You'll see it underneath my videos, 1 Billion Strong. And it's a movement designed to train everybody to twice a day, at least twice a day at 12 noon and 12 a.m., to move into a state of love or grace for at least 1 minute and send a vibration of love and grace to all of the planet, to all the people, to all that exists on this physical world for at least 1 minute every day. And they told us 1 minute was the minimum. But everybody can access this vibration of love. Everybody knows what a vibration of love feels to them. What would love feel like? If I felt love, what would it feel like? If you ask yourself that question, you'll tap into that awareness inside. And so what we do now is we're going to go into a breathing process, a few deep breaths, and we're going to access that feeling of love as we understand it to be within ourselves and feel it and fill our bodies with it. And then we're going to fill the space around the bodies with it. Then we're going to expand that vibration to surround the entire planet and then to permeate everything and anything on the planet with this vibration of love as we understand it to be. So let's begin now. Let's take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, let your body relax. Give it complete permission to relax for this short period. And then draw another slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body to go even deeper. Now move your awareness into a space in the middle of your head. And from this space in the middle of your head, call forth the feeling or vibration of love as you understand it to be for you. Just call that vibration forth right now. And as you begin to feel it, I want you to breathe and expand that feeling to fill your complete body. And as you exhale, expand that feeling out to surround the space around your body. Now breathe again and expand that feeling even more around your body. Intensify it around the space. As you exhale, expand this vibration of love to surround the entire planet as you can perceive it to be at this time. Just feel the vibration for a moment. Now draw in another breath, and as you do, allow that vibration of love to permeate every molecule contained within the atmosphere of the earth. And as you exhale, intensify that vibration of love into every molecule within the atmosphere of the earth. Sense and feel this vibration permeating every human being, every animal, every tree, every cloud, every lake, every ocean, every stream, every rock, every mineral. And breathe again and intensify that vibration of love one more time. And as you exhale, bring your awareness back down into your body, fully present in your body. And be aware of the difference in the vibration in your body at this time. Just feel the difference in the energy in your body at this time. And feel the difference in your thoughts, in your mind. And very gently bring your awareness back to this present moment. And we'll center in. So, some really fascinating things that happen here. That there are, two sides to every coin, but the most important thing is to recognize that humanity collectively has worked together to preserve itself, to take care of its existence. As a collective, we've all agreed to do this. It doesn't matter what the political machinations are that drove this process, or who did what scientifically. What matters is we can see clearly that 70% of our human family is willing to work together for a common purpose. And there are conditions that we can use this ability to help with. Things like ending hunger on the planet. We can literally end hunger on the planet if 70% of us gave an apple or an orange or a can of food. How much would that create? How many people could that feed? Think about that. 70% of us did that. Those other 30% that are too hungry to stop and meditate, they're busy, they're dying of thirst, they're starving from hunger or disease. Just imagine what the 70% of us can do to transform this world. Forget about the politics, but we, the 70% who have agreed to do this, just think of what we can accomplish. That was something that was really important, that came to my awareness, that was brought to my attention, that this is the significant thing that we must understand, that 70% of humanity has worked together to not only help restore ourselves to our divine state in the present moment, but it's also shown us that we can work together in ways we never imagined. 70% of 7 billion is a pretty large number. And the ones that are starving or suffering from disease or other social issues that can also be worked out, 70% of us can turn things around really fast. As you can see, just walk down the street, you can see the effects of 70% of the people engaged in a process, how much stiller and quieter the world is. And that's really what's happening. The stillness and quietness of our soul, of our spirit, is now given the opportunity to emerge. We get to bring that forward, your divine self forward. I'm really excited about that. So we're going to get back to some questions and answers. Just so many upsides to this. Just so many upsides. You have a chance to re-examine your diet. You're at home. Consider eating better food. Consider hydrating properly. Consider getting rid of caffeine and alcohol. Consider getting rid of the things that damage your body electrically. Alcohol damages your body electrically. It short circuits your awareness from the body. But a lot of people don't tell you that. But when you take alcohol, it breaks the electrical connection between your soul, which is your awareness, and the physical body. It's one of the very reasons why people, when they drink too much, they black out, because the electrical connection between their conscious awareness and the body is broken, severed. There's nobody. The soul can't function through the body when it does not have an electrical connectivity to it. That's why the collector. You can watch the electrical connection starting to sever when people start staggering a bit. That's when the electrical connectivity, the soul, you are losing control over your form. And a lot of people don't tell you that you're actually breaking the connection between your soul and your body. So get rid of alcohol. It's not good for you. Caffeine is another thing. Does a lot of nice things. So reconsider your diet. Take this time to reconsider changing what you eat. and how you rest and how you treat this divine temple that you get to inhabit for a certain period of time, right? Maximize its potential. You have the time to retrain your mind and body to be different than what it has been. Questions? Okay, I gotcha. Drusilla is saying, I feel I've been tapping into higher energy. Can they speak about this? It's interesting. Metatron wants to address you, Drusilla. This is not something that you are tapping into, but you are reminding yourself of the fact that you have chosen to put your attention in a different fashion onto the energies that are around you has enabled you to begin to perceive that which was always there and will always be there. The expansion of this experience will continue as long as you continue to give it focus. The principles of energy are very simple in that wherever you put your attention, you begin to manifest certain preconditions of energy, whether they are positive or negative. You are free to choose which one you will. In your case, the higher energies that you're tapping into come directly from your source, and we are aligned to that source. And from that perspective, you may freely communicate with us at will. You can hear us within yourself. You have tapped into that universal translator, so to speak, that will allow you to do this. Great question, Drusilla. Thank you. Wow. Christine, they're just putting their hands to their heart and just bowing slightly to you. Katya, that's a very good question. And I believe it was answered a little earlier when they said, I think it was Master Jesus that said it's really important that you understand the importance of being in the present here and now. That your feeling state, the state of feeling that you can cultivate and generate, will determine the conditions of your external world. Please understand this. You are a creator made in the image and likeness of the creator. You are as it is in this form, and you create with emotion and matter. And emotion determines the quality of matter that you are experiencing as your life. And the moment you are able to change the quality of your emotion, you will change the quality of your matter. And this would include your purpose, your reason for being, where you will go and what you will do and who you will meet are all determined by that energy of emotion, of which you can access, cultivate, change at will. Ask and you shall receive. It is given to you freely, this energy, and freely you may use it. Thank you. Well, that's a yes. Just excuse me one moment. I try to grab something here. I left my water at my other desk. I am. I love that, by the way. That's a really good one. I am. Is asking, is there a divine one in my team I can call on for guidance with my economics? Best steps I can take to preserve my investments specifically. Metatron's saying he would be more than happy to help you out with the mathematical elements of that from an energetic perspective. For what you're speaking of is the organization of matter into constructs of what you call material wealth or prosperity. But it was still fundamentally important to understand that all of these things are directly related to what you are feeling internally. If you are caught up in the external hullabaloo about what things mean out there, then you will become disconnected from what you know in your heart to be true and right for you. And what you know to be true and right in your heart for you, you can only know by going within. Go within. I will meet you there. You may do this in your next meditation. Ask, it shall be given. But I will say to you very clearly, you must approach all avenues of your life from the perspective of love, which is a fearless state. Please remember this. To be fearless is to be an expression of love. And the expressions of fear create very specific conditions in your human realm. And conditions of love create very specific conditions in your world. It is important to understand that. They each have very precise effects in time, space, and matter as you understand them to be. Thank you. I think you just found out. The second question, he says he is. That's interesting. Thank you, SJK. Hi, Bradley. Allowance or action in the moment now? That's a great, who wants to take that? Buddha's stepping forward for you, Bradley, and he's saying, in the condition of being that which you are, there is being that which you are. Actions or non-actions naturally unfold from what you are being without question or analysis, for your being is in a connected state of all things. And you recognize from that state when action is required and when action is not required. It is important to understand that. It is the state of being that you must find, that center point that you are speaking of and referring to. It is neither but both. But one can only call to you from the state of being in the present moment. Cool. I like that. Vanessa is asking, from what is best, and thank you for that donation, Vanessa. What is best research, teaching, or management consult? What's she really asking? They're saying there any teaching or philosophy that you shall pursue that makes you wish to open your arms, that makes you smile, that excites you, brings forth your playfulness and curiosity. Any of these signs will tell you to go there. Please understand this. The curiosity and playfulness of a child does not mean you are as a child in a physical body as a child, but that you have the openness and the awareness to allow yourself to be aware of that which is present for you in the moment. But curiosity, excitement, playfulness, love, and joy, when anything makes you feel thusly, go towards it. They're also saying it's really important. Yes, I will in a moment. They're also saying it's important that you do this from a place of your heart and not a place of your head. Many of you, in your pursuit to find your purpose and your meaning and your value in your lives, try to find it from your head, from the self that was made by this world and given to you. And you must relieve yourself of that so that you can be unburdened. And when you are unburdened, you will feel what is true for you. I got one of my little angels here who's saying, oh, she's barking at something that's floating around above her. It's really fascinating. It's okay, sweetheart. That's our little angel Tika. Thank you, Vanessa. I think, Vanessa, the same thing applies. If you follow that formula, the trick is getting out of who we think we are, who we've been taught to think we're supposed to be. Most of us are living based on who we've been taught to think we're supposed to be. And that's all come from the outside world. Very few people, but a lot of people now are waking up to, I'm not happy with what's going on. I want to change something. And the change has to come from within for it to be lasting. So get to that place inside yourself. Yes. Raphael says healing is a very powerful area for you to begin to explore. Yes, he said that's one of many. That's one of many things you can explore, but healing, he puts at the forefront for you, Vanessa. Um, let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Bradley. Uh, Buddha says the middle path, Vanessa. It's the middle path is the best path. Um, let's see, willingness plus action. Thank you, Drusilla, so much. WBY is happy Saturday, sending you all unconditional love. Does Metatron have anything to tell me? uh, he's saying with a pseudonym like WB Wise, what would you possibly require from me if you are already that wise? Um, he's saying all playfulness aside, it is important that you, as we have said through others, you understand the importance and significance and value of returning yourself to yourself and pulling your awareness back from this world and then offering the gifts that you naturally have, which is what you are querying. There is no specific thing. Um, yes. I don't know why they're showing me traveling. He's showing me like trucks and planes and cars for you as a specific thing for you to consider. I don't know why he would say that, but that's what he's communicating to you. WB is trucks and planes and cars, something to do with traveling. That's what I get from that anyway. Would be a strong area for you to pursue. Um, let's see. Shekinah. I know that I'm feeling the plasma waves in my body. I don't know why I feel them. Um, um, yes. It's funny you asked that question, Shekinah, and I actually get a connection from the sun. The sun you see up in the sky, I get a connection from it saying very clearly, dear one, you are receiving the light to be a giver of light. It is not merely the label of plasma, but the quality of the consciousness that we impart to you that you must allow yourself to become aware of, that you must reconnect to. Wow. Yes. And Master Jesus is saying, drop the labels. Like labels can really mess some things up if they're coming from an ego place. But that's very fascinating. Thank you for that. Thank you, Drusilla. Thank you for that $20 donation. I really appreciate it. Your feet, Adam. Look at your feet. Trina, are there any specific messages for me today? Nicole is asking every morning. Anything I should know, Raphael? Oh wow, he's just surrounding you with this rose light, and he's saying your heart is a rose opening, and from the opening, the gifts will become apparent. And I'm yes. So he's saying the metaphor is that you are opening up your energies to give, to be that which you are receiving, which is what you are anyway. But there's something else he's saying here too. That you're opening up your heart to the truth of your being and expressing that, which is why he's saying you're feeling the elevated joy and that sense of just that kind of glow. He says you're feeling a glow around you more than you ever had before. And he said that glow is because you're opening your light. He says, please consider that the next thing you want to identify is what that light is for. He says you may ask the light in your meditation. Ask the light, and it will inform you of the next unfoldment of itself for you. Wow. Yeah, Elizabeth, You got to remove some of the acidity from your body. You got to remove some of the acidity from your body. There's something that's causing a lot of acids in your body. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, WB. That's a great question. I've asked them the same question, Vanessa. I was told that most of the planet will start coming back to normal, but it will never go back the way it was, folks, ever. The shift has been done. There's no putting Pandora's box, the lid back on it. And this Pandora box is a Pandora's box of love and light, of transformation, of integration, of a collective humanity willing to work together consciously, deliberately, and intelligently with reason together as a unified whole. It's not about one world governments. It's about humanity as a collective whole deciding, yeah, we're going to do this. There's no more room for deviant leaders, deviant people in positions of power that have abused and misused their power at the expense of the collective whole are being dealt with as we speak. But the actual process of the isolation period will be about 3 more weeks for that part of the process to end. But we're in an ongoing process of transformation. Life is a dream, and it's an ongoing process. But I've been told about 3 weeks, which is one of the reasons why they asked me to do the 3-week daily thing at 10 a.m. every morning, Monday to Friday, which is a brand new thing. So for 15, 20 minutes, I will be live on YouTube. I'll be live on YouTube doing whatever they ask me to do at that point in time. So I'm excited about to see what comes out of that. But thank you for asking that question, because it's come up for me too. Where are we here? Wow. Where'd that go? There it is, Vanessa. I am is asking, post-COVID, will the bank systems deconstruct and affect our investments? It's funny. Metatron wants to answer that for you. The transformation that you are observing should not be embraced with fear, but with the excitement that a greater integrated humanity can produce together. Now, I'm understanding that to mean that we're going to see a transformation to a higher level of expression, not a lower level of expression. A lot of people have been caught up in fears and investments, and like I've watched my investments do what they're doing. I'm not attached. I'm just trusting in the process that comes from within me to know and believe that something greater is at work here than the contrivances of bankers and the contrivances of politicians. There are other energies, other consciousnesses at work here than the ones we physically deal with. And I have greater faith in what I don't see more often than I do with what I do see now, because I know that what I do see came from what I don't see. If that makes any sense to you. And thank you for that question. Really wonderful. Adam, what should I do specifically for clairaudience? I love your questions, guys. And these are great questions. This is a question that Master Jesus wants to answer this specifically for you, Adam. Be still, dear one. Stillness is thoughtless, but it is everything of good. In the stillness, you may hear the truth spoken. Do not listen to the voices from your past that beckon for your attention, or those same voices that tell you a future might be terrible. Listen to the present, here in the moment. You will find the peace you seek. You will find the stillness in which you can hear the truth. And you may ask questions in that stillness and hear the truth, for you can distinguish what was before and what is to come based on what was before. So you can distinguish clearly that which is true or false in the stillness. Great answer. Thank you. Wow. Well, Patricia, I'm again, I've got personal opinions about that. they're saying not to be attached. The things that are being changed in this world are changing in this world, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. There are certain qualities of energy that have been imparted to humanity as a collective, and those energies will reveal themselves as the manifestations of the conditions that you see in this material dimension. Thank you. And it really is true. It really is true. The dominant collective emotional state of humanity is what's driving this. A politician can, make a law, or a government or a corporation can set up things and start doing certain things, but the dominant emotional energy that we choose to engage is driving the behaviors and conditions on this planet. And if people are in agreement to suffer, then that is what we will see. If people are in agreement to loving and living, then that is what we will see. You look at the indigenous people all over the world that have been repeatedly coming out to politicians and governments saying, hey, we have to respect this earth. She's alive, and she is alive. And they're the most persistent people. Thank God that they're here for us to show us how to respect and honor it. If we listen to them, corporations could grow and evolve in ways they can't even comprehend, but people get so fixated in how they think the only way things are going to work, that they do ridiculous things without thinking. We know energy is free. We know this is free, and if energy is free, we don't have to have money, if we can all have energy and create what we need. It's very interesting, but that's, again, a personal opinion. Oh, you're welcome, Shekinah. I gotta remember it's Shekinah. Let's see. Wow. Yes, Raphael definitely wants to take this question. SJK is asking Raphael, I have been suffering through extreme negative emotional purging. I thought I was done with this process. I am making progress. Am I making progress, or am I stuck in mental illness forever? Wow, he's sending out this green ray of light to you, SJK, that your efforts are not lost. What you must understand is that you are in what we would call the battle between good and evil within yourself, the past and the present. If you understand that all of that emotional energy is simply an aspect of yourself that has not been trained by you effectively to be what you need it to be. Yes. There are simple ways that you can teach that part. The first thing is to not succumb to it, to sit still and quiet in peace. And if your emotional nature chooses to try to usurp you from your solitude, you must tell it no. You're not moving until it is quiet. You will remain still until it is quiet. You will go nowhere. You will do nothing until it is quiet. This is what I suggest to you. Do not let that body or those emotions move you. You must be he was going to say the iron horse that is immovable. You must be like that, like iron, that those emotions and that body do not have influence over you until you know you are immovable. They will succumb to you in time as they learn from you that you will not succumb to them. Many of you are mistaken to think that your emotions have a life of their own. They do not have a life of their own. They are simply the manifestations of unresolved conditions that you still hold in your mind, in the depths of your awareness where you do not see them. But when these emotions surface, you simply have to say no. And when you grow stronger, it will be easier. But do this and you will see. You will make great progress with this little piece of knowledge. I know this to be true. Thank you. He says, I will stand by you if need be. Yes, Shekinah, that's another good question. Is there something going on with the sun? And yes, the sun is going through a transformation in consciousness. It's a living organism. The earth is a living organism. They are conscious. They are aware in ways The earth has an awareness that we can't be aware of because we're identified with these individual forms. When you learn to expand your awareness and feel the consciousness of the earth and feel the consciousness of the sun, it's awesome. It's awe-filled. It's so filled with awe. And you can feel what it is doing. When she sent that message to you, Shekinah, feel what her message is to you. Feel what she's saying to you. Feel it. And from the sun as well. Feel what it is saying to you. Don't get caught in the symptoms. What is the emotion? It may be that you do not need that energy at this time, because you can have too much of anything, right? You can drink too much water, you can drink too much alcohol, you can have too many coffee, you can do too much or too little of many things. Find the balance. That's what I get in my mind right now for you. Find the balance. Yes, Drusilla, I want to, we need to see the dark and turn the other cheek. I want to address that personally. The darkness is that which is within yourself, the anger, the fear, the guilt, the shame that you wish to transform, transmute, or remove or lift yourself from. When you release yourself from that, it starts to change around you. The darkness out there, the things that are going on around us that are being done by people that are wrong, that we know are wrong, we must deal with it. We must speak up and say, no, this is not okay. This is not right. The bird that gets fed first in a nest is the one that opens its mouth the widest. So it's important that we also speak our truth. If I know somebody's acting from a perspective of fear and guilt and shame and anger, I'm going to address that. If somebody's wants to poison a forest because they want to pump a few barrels of oil across to an ocean, I'm going to say that's wrong. Those trees have a life. They're conscious. They're aware. There are other ways to move oil. That doesn't mean you have to take down a forest. So you do want to speak out to this world. You don't want to turn the other cheek. That the statement Master Jesus says about turning the other cheek is when you're in a negative emotional state internally and you got this stuff going on, turn away from that. Don't feed it. Don't give it attention. And don't follow its commands, right? I'm very fasting. Thank you. I apologize if I got a little strong worded there, Drusilla, but that's a personal thing. Great questions today, everybody. Thank you so much for that donation of $10, Shakina. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Who's saying that? Somebody says they can't hear me. That's Monica. Monica, I think that's an issue with your system, is because everybody else seems to be hearing what I'm saying. And it looks like, yeah, my microphone's working here. From Shekinah Ra, character holding their hands together saying thanks. Oh, so welcome. I'm so grateful. Monera, hello, Monera. I'm sorry to ask you, what's the name of my spirit guide? Monera, please do not be sorry for asking anything. There are no wrong questions, and I'm grateful that you ask. I get this name coming up right away, the name Devlin. This being is named Devlin, and they're a guardian angel, and they're also a spirit guide for you. Very male, a lot of white energy to them. If I try to construct that white energy into a physical appearance, it's literally, I don't know if you could ever imagine Gandalf the White from the Lord of the Rings, similar to that, but not slouched, and he doesn't carry a staff, and he doesn't have that big beard. It's very short, actually, and the hair is not long, and it's actually well done hair. So there you go. Thank you for asking. You're welcome, Victorious, and I think we've just finished for the day. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming live with me today, and I hope to see some of you on the Monday morning, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday to Friday for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be really fun. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're going to do it. If you want to support my work, you can do so on my Patreon page. My Patreon logo for accessing that is on my YouTube channel. You can do that. You can also book a reading with me, and you can have some amazing things happen during readings. And I want to say much love to everybody. Thank you for your time, your patience, your energy, and your passion. And remember, find that place of love within yourself and live from that, because that ultimately is really the only place that you can live from in truth. Much love, everybody.